Hello, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel, The Content Bite. So, guys, today marks 1 year of me quitting my job and becoming a full time content creator. Okay, hold on a minute. This was pre planned. For the past 3 years, I knew at some point when I turned a certain age, I knew that content creation at some point was going to be something that I will pursue full time. Of course, there are a lot of things that I was no longer happy about waking up in the morning, going to work. All that is good, and you must do it because it puts food on the table. In my community, it also gives me dignity. It also makes me a little bit important. Otherwise, people would just disrespect you and they will never hear anything that you have to say because you contribute nothing. So, anyways, I'm not there. So for me, I was becoming very unhappy, even though I loved my job. I loved being the person that I was. I loved the rush, the deadline. And I also found out while I was working that I actually work very well under pressure. And I do the best that I can do under pressure, and everything will be done right on point. So, when I quit my job, I was this close to getting a promotion because, of course, the talks had started and I had some few little informal interviews. And from what I heard when I actually tendered my letter of resignation, they're like, you are literally 3 months away from being promoted and you are doing this. And I was like, well, I appreciate it. And of course, it was a dream of mine, but I feel like I've made this company enough millions of dollars. Now it's time for me to take my talent and go make my own millions of dollars. Yes, it's going to take time for me to get to that point. If I'm lucky, it will happen within 2, 3 years. And I am still counting on that. Now, before you judge me and say, well, this was an irresponsible move, like what I've heard from some other people. No, 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 no. Like I said, it was planned for the past 3 years. And in the past 3 years, of course, I was saving money and making sure that my pension is not affected, my medical care is not affected, as well as my well being and the well being of my family is going to be well taken care of. Hence, I created 5 YouTube channels, and all 5 YouTube channels, sixth with this one. This one is not monetized yet, but all the other ones are already making money on YouTube. And the money that I earn from those channels, they go into a trust fund, which is my compound bank account where it's like an investment of some sort. So that I know that if the money that I've been saving for the past 3 years starts depleting, I know that I have money from my YouTube earnings. So you've got to be strategic before you quit your job. It's a thought process and you must plan and you must cover all the loopholes, because I've seen some people that say, oh, I quit my job and I don't have a plan and I decide to become a full-time content creator. And you ask yourself, so how are you going to eat? How are you going to pay rent if you are renting? How are you going to buy gas if you have a car the next 6 months? So I don't know what their stories are, but it can be a little bit shocking. And you do tend to go to the judgmental corner and say that was irresponsible. Well, I don't know what their plans are and what they were depending on. Maybe parents are rich, who knows? But other than that, I realize more now that I am in the creator economy that it seems like I made a good decision, and I'll tell you why. I want to read you an article by Forbes, and Goldman Sachs said something quite interesting in there. They predict that the creator economy industry right now it is a $250 billion industry. By 2027, it's going to double to $500 billion. So to me, that is saying the creator economy is a business. It's no longer a space for influencers, people that grow either YouTube channels or other social media platforms, and then brands just come to them to promote their products and services. It's no longer about that, but it is about trust. And I found an article that was quite interesting that I would like to read for you from Forbes, which says how the creator economy is reshaping modern marketing and why brands are paying attention. So, I'll tell you also or share a little story about my own YouTube journey as a content creator. And then I just want to read maybe two abstracts here. The creator economy has moved beyond niche marketing. It's now central to how brands build trust and grow. It's a $250 billion global force reshaping how brands build loyalty, drive engagement, and grow their businesses. That is very important to understand. And then this is the other part that caught my attention is and it's only getting bigger. Goldman Sachs predicts it could nearly double to $480 billion by 2027, according to their 2023 Creator Economy report. Now, that to me screams business. That I have started six YouTube channels. That means I've started a business where I'm going to benefit out of. Not only that is what caught my attention, just maybe two more abstracts here that I'm going to read. 61% of consumers say they trust recommendations from creators more than they trust brand advertising. I mean, of course, you guys watch our YouTube videos in my other channels that are monetized where ads are playing. Yeah, those ads, people tend to trust them than people trusting the conventional ads that we used to see, like billboards and television ads and brochures and pop up ads, all that sort of stuff, bumper stickers. People no longer apparently seem to trust that, but they trust a YouTube channel of their favorite YouTuber and an ad plays, and they think definitely this is worth spending money on. And then my last abstract says Statista reports there are now over 200 million creators globally, ranging from full time digital entrepreneurs to part time hobbyists. That's exactly how I see myself as a full time digital content creator. And I am part of this 200 million and also have my own piece of the pie in the $240 billion in the creator economy space. So I did not make a mistake at all because this is going to double just 2 years down the line. And now it's like a year and a half from now, it's going to go up to 480 to 500 billion dollars globally. And that means definitely there is a piece of the pie that will, if I am lucky and I'm doing everything the right way, I may find myself a millionaire, probably even a multimillionaire. And that is the goal because I've been making other people money, but I'm only getting the breadcrumbs out of that profit that they would make. And so I thought, no, this time around, let everything comes to me and share it with the taxman because, of course, we can never avoid the taxman. So if you are just sitting and listening to me and you are thinking to yourself, okay, I don't want to quit my job because I would not encourage you to quit your job just yet. But I will say, start a YouTube channel right now while you are working because I started my YouTube channels while I still had my 9 to 5. And I would utilize an hour before bed to film a video. And then in the morning, when I prepare to go to work, I am just listening to the raw footage so that I know at what points I am going to edit during my lunchtime. And also, when I get back home, before I take my shower for an hour, I'll be doing the last minute editing before I upload the video, probably sometime during the week. So, batch filming on the weekends was something that saved me. And I would encourage you to think about that if you are having a 9 to 5, or maybe you are a parent, a full-time parent as well at home. So while the children are asleep or at school or playing, you could be creating content while you also have your eye on the children. These days, content can be created absolutely anywhere. You could be driving, you could be walking or hiking. You just stick a camera on your face and add value to the people that are going to watch your content. I am also getting some brands. This is my story. I do get brands that approaches me. Unfortunately, the type of brands that approach me, they want me to promote things that do not resonate with my audience. So I know at some point there will be brands that I things that I use and then I know and I can speak on like I know the back of my hand. And the things that I don't use, of course, I'm not going to feed it to my audience, and yet I don't use it myself. So I want to have integrity when I work with brands. So this is something as well that you're gonna have to think about if you ever decide to come to the space of content creation. So I hope that this video did open your eyes one way or the other, or perhaps made you think a little bit if you've been thinking about starting a YouTube channel. Other than that, that's my story. Guys, I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers. Please do me that big favor by subscribing and also click the like button for me. It helps the channel with the YouTube algorithm. And I'll see you next time with a new video. Goodbye.